Nature had already crafted a predator with many traits that would later help animals ascend to the top of the food chain. If the descendants of the Gorgonopsid family had survived, they might have occupied these niches, leaving no room for dinosaurs, saber-toothed tigers, or even humans to emerge. Members of the Gorgonopsid family were the perfect predators of their time, widespread across the supercontinent Pangaea. Fossils of these creatures are primarily found in Africa, but there have also been discoveries in Europe, Siberia, and both American continents. Scientists can now confidently assert that these were distinct creatures belonging to related species. It is clear that they occupied the niche of large terrestrial predators, although some may have led a semi-aquatic lifestyle. The first Gorgonopsid was described by Richard Owen, who discovered an incomplete skull of an unknown species in South Africa. It was at this time that these therapsids received their name, which literally translates to face of the Gorgon. The Greek word gorgos can also mean terrifying, and the appearance of these animals certainly matches that description. These predators could reach lengths of up to 4.5 meters and possibly hunted in packs. However, their most impressive features were their jaw structure and teeth. Nature had created the first saber-toothed predators hundreds of millions of years before the appearance of Smilodon, Macaridus, and other large Ice Age cats. The Gorgonopsids were those very predators. They possessed impressive, backward-curving fangs in their upper jaws. Smaller fangs in the lower jaw were positioned to leave space for the upper ones when biting. The small precanine teeth in the upper jaw allowed the lower fangs to close tightly, creating a natural trap. Even if the beast couldn't pierce the skin of its prey immediately or aim precisely, this natural lock would still catch a piece of the victim's hide. Another crucial weapon of the Gorgonopsids was their unique jaw structure. Their jaw joint was double and highly mobile, allowing them to open their mouths wide for powerful bites. Very few skeletons of these animals have been found, making it difficult to determine their body structure and some of their behaviors accurately. However, it is clear that they had a strong, short neck, a robust shoulder girdle, and powerful forelimbs. These features enabled the predator to tackle and begin tearing apart its prey. The positioning of their forelimbs was more similar to that of reptiles than mammals. However, in smaller members of the group, the forelimbs were positioned closer to the body than in the largest known Gorgonopsids. The hind limbs of all known species were also positioned beneath the body rather than on the sides. This arrangement would have helped them push off better, suggesting that Gorgonopsids were good jumpers, though they likely weren't built for speed. Their limbs were much shorter than those of modern predatory animals we compare them with. Nevertheless, for their time, the length of their limbs was sufficient to catch any creature from the Permian period. The feet and hands of these animals had a primitive structure, which likely impacted both their running speed and jumping efficiency. They would have struggled to push off the ground effectively, making it improbable that Gorgonopsids could cover long distances. The absence of a diaphragm would have hindered their ability to breathe normally during such exertion. Since the discovery of the first fossils, there has been ongoing debate about the skin structure of Gorgonopsids. Most scientists agree that they were warm-blooded creatures, so it's quite possible they were covered in fur, though the possibility of scaly skin, similar to that of reptiles, cannot be ruled out. The Gorgonopsid family includes two subfamilies, the Inostranaceae and the Rubigii. Currently, only one species of Inostranaceae is definitively known, which also gave its name to the subfamily. Inostranaceae are considered the largest representatives of the Gorgonopsid suborder, with some estimates suggesting they could reach lengths of over 4 meters. In the late 19th century, 2 complete skeletons and several poorly preserved specimens were discovered. These are believed to represent one species but from different age groups. However, there is a theory that among these findings, there are remains of another Gorgonopsid named Pravislavlia, in honor of the paleontologist Pravislavlev. The largest of the discovered skeletons measures 3.5 meters in length, with a skull measuring 60 centimeters. Inostranaceae had a slender body on short legs and elongated, wedge-shaped heads. They likely inhabited swamps and open woodlands around 250 million years ago. The Rubigii subfamily includes several more primitive animals that are undoubtedly related to Inostranaceae. Gorgonops. The animals that gave their name to the entire suborder lived in what is now South Africa. They are believed to have inhabited riverbanks and semi-desert areas. Gorgonops were estimated to be about 3.5 meters long, with skulls that could reach 35 centimeters in length. Their skulls were massive and flatter compared to those of Inostranaceae. Currently, 5 species of these animals have been described. Rubigia. This genus of Gorgonopsids is currently represented by 3 described species. There is thought to be another distinct species, but it's possible that the discovered remains belong to one of the already described animals. These Gorgonopsids lived in forests in what is now South Africa during the late Permian period. They were large animals, exceeding 3 meters in length. Depending on the species, the skull of Rubigia could reach up to 50 centimeters long. Clylodina. This genus includes 3 species of Gorgonopsids that lived on the African continent. They inhabited semi-desert regions and hunted animals with thick, tough skin, as evidenced by their powerful jaws. However, there is also a belief that these Gorgonopsids did not shy away from scavenging. They were likely not the largest animals of their time, with the biggest skulls found measuring no more than 35 centimeters in length. Psychosaur. Remains of these small therapsids have been discovered in Tanzania and South Africa. Scientists estimate that their maximum size did not exceed 2.5 meters. The first described skeleton was just over 1 meter long, with a skull measuring 25 centimeters. Alurignath. This is one of the most numerous genera of Gorgonopsids currently known to science. During the Permian period, at least 8 well-documented species lived in the forests of southern and eastern Africa. They were characterized by rounded, laterally compressed skulls with high-set temporal openings. As Gorgonopsids evolved, they could have become more advanced creatures. However, at the end of the Permian period, a dramatic climate shift occurred, leading to the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. Scientists attribute this extinction to increased volcanic activity in Siberia, which raised carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Within a relatively short geological timeframe, Gorgonopsids ceased to exist. All the adaptations that these therapsids began to develop were later evolved in other animals. This suggests that had the Permian fauna not gone extinct, the descendants of Gorgonopsids could have become the most advanced predators in the history of the planet. We are grateful to our viewers for watching the video to the end. If you're interested in learning more about the evolution of various animal and plant species that inhabited our planet throughout different eras, we recommend subscribing so you don't miss out on future content from our channel.